And what's going on, guys? Kale here, coming at you with another video. For those of you new to the channel, I am an endgame player with 3 accounts, all in the endgame. 3 accounts being in sequential order. We've got Vhagar, we've got Vermithor, and we've got Balerion. We are currently on Vhagar over here. And this video is kind of going to be geared more towards what I'm doing resource-wise now that I am fully prepped for the War Scourge. So the War Scourge is obviously still going on. It currently still has just about 5 days left, we'll just say. So I went in with a combination of the Hero Asgardians, Hulk, and Iron Man is what I ended up using. Had pretty good results. I think I still have maybe one more run I am going to attempt. But what I wanted to talk about is what I'm doing, like, resource-wise, and I think it's kind of important to, when you're not Scourge prepping, I guess, you know, kind of going into, I hate to say it, more hoarding mode. And kind of where I am right now, you know, we will basically get to the top of the roster, and Vhagar is in a very unique situation, you know, being a very endgame player. I'm actually just shy of 24 million TCP on this account, but the only 3 farmable characters that I can actually farm from campaigns that I don't already have maxed out are going to be T'Challa, Dr. Voodoo, and Kate Bishop. So I farm them every day. And then basically with my leftover energy, I'm either farming Mystic Gear or Catalyst, depending on, you know, what's going on. So, I've always been a strong advocate for the verse battle favorites, and it kind of like subdivides your roster a little bit, and for me personally, I don't know if it's a factor of running 3 accounts or what, but I find it like laser focuses like what I'm working on. Like, you'll see here, this is it. Like, this is all I have, like, that I'm focusing on, really. And let's talk about that. So, what's going on? So, currently, I am working on Morgan Le Fay and Rogue, working on taking them to G17. They are, I think, obviously the kingpins of their teams. They depend on them. So Darkhold depends on Morgan Le Fay, Unlimited X-Men depends on Rogue. And once I get these 2 characters to their respective G17s, I'll start working on another character from their team. Probably basically another kind of cornerstone, keystone, whatever you want to call them. But, so that's why these 2 are here. And basically, as I'm getting those teal pieces, I'm equipping them. Next, you'll notice I have my Bionic Avengers up here. And the reason I have them up here is I'm actually currently in the process of taking all of my raid teams to level 90, and that is just to hopefully make Doom 3 a little bit easier for myself. So I've already done skill and bio, so next is tech. Following that will be Mystic, and then the final little step of that will be mutant, which I actually already think my mutants are already level 90, but that's a whole side thing. So that's basically, you know, my primary gold spending at the moment. So once I get my raid teams kind of situated, that's always my first focus when I'm not Scourge building, is because that's content I do every day. So I want them at the best possible rating situation they can be in. And so that's kind of where I am. Now, a couple things hopefully will happen, hopefully maybe within the next month or so, but we'll get revealed who the Death Scourge is going to be. And, you know, if the rumors are true, it might be Angel / Archangel, depending on how they work that. Whether or not Archangel will be a costume and the standard character will be Angel, I mean, that's, you know, obviously we'll see. But pending on what happens with that is, if it is Archangel, most likely he will be attached to another mutant team. So that'll kind of free up some of my gear, and I'll be a little less hesitant to take some of my raid characters to G16 that aren't already there from Dark Dimension purposes. But so right now, I'm not taking anyone past G15. I'm basically just taking my raid teams to level 90, and once I finish up Tech, Mystic, and Mutant, I am then going to kind of transition over to my Gamma team. And the reason I'm building Gamma I'm not a big war player, so basically I'm building them for the eventual war saga and eventually unlocking Apocalypse. So because of the Scourge event, I already have Hulk at level 90, and so he is good to go. But I'll basically, transition these characters to level 90 as well, and I will start gearing them up. And I will probably, again, start with the, kingpin of the team, which will be Red Hulk. And then I'll probably, I think, go Abomination, Brawn, and then level up She-Hulk to 90. Working on the ISO 8s for these two characters as well. Planning to do Brawn as a striker, Red Hulk as a raider, and we will get those guys going. Now, following the completion of that, my next avenue, and actually as I'm sitting here talking about this, I think actually... No, we're going to stick with that. We're going to stick with Gamma. Following that, my next avenue is going to be working on the new Tangled Web team. So I've already unlocked Spider-Weaver. I did a video a little earlier on the Red Star pulls for Spider-Man 2099, as well as his orb opening on Vagar, and talked about his T4s and ISO 8 class. So I actually do need to add him to the Verse Battle tab, and I will start working on him as well. Now, I did mention hoarding resources, and what am I talking about there? So obviously building Scourge teams can be pretty resource intensive. Probably the two biggest bottlenecks would either be gold or training mats, and Vagar is in a good position, honestly, with both, I think. If I was to just pull up Spider-Weaver over here, I've got an insane amount of just even green, the blue, very little on the purple and the orange, but those get used when you're taking up higher characters. So I've got 150k of the green training orbs, 63,000 of the blue. So I do have quite a bit of training mats. You'll also obviously notice in the top right, I have, almost a little over 24.5 million in gold. So obviously very well situated gold-wise, and the way I'm able to kind of maintain that, couple things. So first and foremost, I'm only spending 1.5 million gold a day. I could spend a little bit less if I was really looking to kind of bulk up my gold spending. I would say on the bare minimum, you want to be spending just a little bit over 1 million gold. And the reason behind that is you get all these, cores. Plain and simple. The rest of these rewards, they're honestly really nothing to write home about in the end game. The the SBCs... definitely needed, but while the account is in a slower growth phase, I've managed to stockpile some SBCs again. This was to the point where I was actually having to farm these daily with campaign energy, but as you can see here, I've built up a little bit of a reserve. So I'm basically spending 1.5 mil on character growth. So I'll basically pick my next character, I'll put 1.5 million gold in training mats, level them to whatever, and then stop. The other thing I'll do, which with Vagar, it doesn't happen all that often anymore, but if a character does have a star up, I will do that as well. But I won't exceed more than 1 star up a day. Now, whether that's just something as little as a 4-star, or something as much as a 7-star, I'll only do 1 a day. And by doing that, you do get a fair bit amount of gold per day, just from milestones and just normal kind of game activity. So I've actually been able to stockpile my gold orbs a little bit, and I only really open these when I'm in that heavy growth phase during Scourge prep, really. So I have 153 gold orbs, and I'm honestly not in any rush to spend them. My gold really isn't decreasing on a daily basis. It's kind of, more or less flatlined, which is good. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So, I'm basically spending 1.5 million gold a day on raid characters, and then if I have a star up, I'll do that. And that's really about it. So I want to actually transition over to Balerion, who is my baby account, and just kind of, he's obviously in a little bit of a different situation. Getting ready for the War Scourge was a bit more challenging on Balerion, just because I didn't really have any of the characters built up. So you see here Balerion just shy of about 15 million. So about 10 million less than Vagar. And I actually, through the Scourge event, I did deplete a good bit of my gold orbs. And it's just because where Balerion was, I wasn't able to just do that 1.5 mil if I wanted to be ready for the War Scourge. I was actually spending 2 mil a day, and still also building up a 1-star character a day. So it was a bit more resource intensive, but I managed it, and I'm now back into that kind of, I'm like retreating essentially into my resources, and I'm being a little bit more stingy. But again, it's the same concept. I'm spending 1.5 a day. I'm bringing up a character star level, so typically I would probably say on Balerion, it might actually again be teetering towards the 2 mil, but it's not the 2.5 mil that I was kind of doing with the Scourge. So let me actually see. I might have actually reduced it even a little bit further with Balerion, and I might only actually be spending 1 million a day. Let me see if I brought up any 7 stars. You know what? I did bring up Scarlet Spider to 6, so that's 250. So yeah, so it looks like I spent about 1.5. So actually, I would say with Balerion, Balerion, I might actually need to further reduce and just go back to spending 1 million a day, plus building up a star level. And if you'll look, it's obviously going a little bit slower for Balerion, but it's still the same concept. So I do have my verse battle favorites. I do have a couple more characters favorited. Basically, I'm finishing up skill over here, and once I go through skill, I'll go to bio, tech, mystic, mutant, and then I do need to start working on my unlimited X-Men. So for Balerion, it's a little bit different, and it's because, again, we're spending a little bit less gold a day. So I do think the raid characters are more important still, so that is a higher priority. But once those raid characters are developed, unlimited X-Men are then going to be a higher precedent for Balerion, just because Rogue Saga should be coming back probably at the time of recording this. I think it's maybe in the next 20 days or so. Let me actually look at the saga. But so Rogue is a higher priority, so Unlimited X-Men are therefore a higher priority. Once that has been accomplished, though, we will start working on Gamma, and then again going to any kind of other projects. And Cosmic Crucible is a big deal. You do get really good rewards, and so that is a high priority for me. And I am looking in the absolute wrong section for the sagas. I forgot it is over here in the epic campaigns. So if we are looking at Rogue Saga, as we go through incredible lag over here. So Rogue Saga over here starts in 21 days, and this will start after her second run, and I believe the second runs are 5 days. They might be 7 at the most, so at the shortest, 5 minus that, that's 16, so just a little bit over 2 weeks is when I'm expecting Rogue's second event to come, and then obviously her saga following shortly thereafter. So towards the latter half of October. And I definitely think, by then Unlimited X-Men will be done and we'll be ready for that. So I think kind of going forward with Balerion, I am going to get a little bit stingier, and it's just because I'm in a higher gold crunch, and, I only have those 26 gold orbs. I would like to build a nice stockpile. Ideally, before the next Scourge, I would like to have at least 100 gold orbs, and the only way I'm going to do that is by being a little bit tighter. So I think what I'm going to have to do with Balerion, go down to 1 million gold a day, plus a star up, and then kind of call it a day. And that should definitely kind of catapult me pretty quickly. And yeah, so just to, I guess, do a third perspective, if we're looking over here at Vermithor, which is going to be the middle account of the three, you'll look, Vermithor is also kind of in a good position gold-wise, and I believe I still have 100 plus, if I'm not mistaken, just shy of 100 plus. So Vermithor is still okay in that 1.5. So I think it's really important to kind of assess where you personally are resource-wise. And, you know, I think it's a great idea to start stockpiling gold orbs for the War Scourge, not the War Scourge, for the Death Scourge. We obviously already have the Bionic Avengers as a possible team. However, we don't know if they are going to be the most ideal team. There could be a new team coming out that could be a little bit better. We really don't know. So I think it's a good idea to kind of plan for that. So that has kind of been a in-between Scourge resource management guide, as I guess is what I'm calling this. If y'all are interested in this type of thing, certainly more than happy to produce that type of content, and I could kind of make this a, I guess, ongoing series, either something like a monthly update, semi-weekly, or whatnot. Y'all will just have to let me know down in the comments. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please feel free to like and subscribe. Definitely means a lot. Hope everyone is having a good week. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next time.